What up, everybody? Good morning.
What's up with your Facebook?
What's good with y'all?
You know how we do it. So as we do it, welcome to another edition of the B&W Show. And so you can go ahead and reach us, view us, see us, comment with us at Facebook, at Yahoo, at Twitter, and Instagram. Once again, I say the same to Instagram, Yahoo, Twitter, Facebook, all them four necessary avenues you can always get at us or also watch the show. So with that ado, let the show time begin.
What up, my mustard asses?
What up, mustard asses?
Mustard asses.
Oh, yeah, mustard asses.
Welcome to another edition of the greatest show ever. That's right here.
This show here.
All day
So
and day.
here we are, just past the middle of the year. And we realize, the B&W Show, realize we have a point of responsibility talking about the issues of the day. That's kind of one of the reasons we got together, is for the black and the white to discuss what's happening in the culture today, right?
Yeah.
Right. Not just to come with understanding, but to discuss the topics of what's actually happening, and how that relates to us. But sometimes we do need to grow in our understanding of others, of ourselves, right? So that's why we'll have topics about, like when we initially started, the use of the N-word, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we've progressed to immigration, and we've done guns, we've done comic books, so we've got to go all over the place. But we have a lot of catching up to do as far as
Perspectives of culture.
yeah, headline news type of deal, I guess. So that's why we started a couple episodes ago what we call the burner of the day segment.
Yeah.
So where we can talk about the big, not all the headlines, but like the headlines that really struck us as needing to be talked about by us, right? And we realize we're behind on that quite a bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So today,
We just don't talk to y'all.
yeah, well, today we're having this as a burner of the day, our headline segment. We're not probably touching all the headlines and segments, but it's the burner of the days that we do want to talk about that bring us up to date, so that way we can continue on the topics of current affairs, as well as the things that we find weird, such as why do black folks use the N-word and white folks are not allowed?
Why do you do that?
To me, that's weird.
That's weird, yeah.
It's not weird as in like they're strange. It's just weird as a why,
Mhm.
right? That's why I'm using the weird for is why. Okay, but anyways,
We
to go
gonna
on-
talk about
that's
that.
right. So, and that's why the B&W Show was created, to talk about these issues and topics that you're not supposed to talk about. We talk about race, we talk about religion, we talk about politics, we talk about sexuality. I don't think we've talked about that too much yet.
Not
But
yet.
we're
That's
gonna get
be
into
a
it.
good one.
We're gonna have a
Y'all got to get ready for that.
we're gonna have a stripper show where we're gonna talk to a stripper,
Strippers. We're gonna make
maybe prostitute, maybe, I don't know. We're gonna have a midget show still. I'm still looking for the right midget. I'm looking for the right midget to stand up and say,
Is it a
"Count me
midget or
in."
is it a short person?
That's what we need to know.
Or is it a small person?
Is midget?
Is
the offensive?
calling a short person a midget is like calling a black person an N-word?
That's
That's
the
something
question.
we need to know.
The
Are you offended by this?
inquiring, as I say, inquiring minds, but the B&W minds want to know.
The BMW minds.
All right.
Indeed.
So, but before we get into that, did you want to hit up the first topic of the gender issues?
Yeah, so as we on which format? We're on Facebook format.
We are on Facebook right
so
now.
to all my YouTube people out there with the live show right now, apologize about that, but we're gonna go ahead and get that greased out here in a minute here.
Always goes up right afterwards.
So let me give you a game update because it is college day. 28 Ohio State, and that will be Florida. Atlantic, that's 0. That's nil. So 28 times to nil, nothing. All right, so let's get back to it. It's a good thing. So it's Labor Day weekend and stuff. You know how it be. We all out here partying. As you see, I had one too, a little late night, but we gonna crack. So we got burner today, okay? We have a lot of decisiveness in our community, whether it's from families, school, or it comes from the higher up politicians. So right now, which has been a big thing is, Trump. Trump's been in the forefront of a lot of subjects.
you're
for a
taking
lot
my
of
burner of
reasons.
the day?
No. Because
Okay.
remember, this one has to do with it because he had a lot with the heat on the NFL
Okay.
in regards to the Colin Kaepernick shit that he did not understand. And let me go ahead and rephrase because it's not Colin Kaepernick shit, okay? It's the Colin Kaepernick concern, dealing with the kneeling. So as we know, as time evolves, we don't see that prevalent. But now we have Jay-Z collaborating with the NFL, basically to try to address some of those issues of which the stand front is going on within the NFL and its posturing. Well, as we know, media has went ahead and put NFL players talking against Jay-Z. To me, I think it's bullshit. For one, we cannot condemn somebody that's reaching across the line to talk about an issue so we can come to a resolution. Because if you look at it, that's what the NFL players did to the owners. We have a problem. You don't like this issue. We don't like what you're doing. Okay, so let's sit and talk about it. So the resolution is they're going to give a chunk of change to these NFL players to go toward their organizations to hope that we're going to go ahead and alleviate some of this negative light about the kneeling at games and stuff like that. So when Jay-Z does the same thing, I again say that when he does the same thing, reach across the line to talk to the opposition to see if we can come with a resolution. What was posed? Oh, Eric Reed has bullshit to say about Jay-Z. Kenny Stills has something to say about Jay-Z. Why? That's
Cause
that
he
within
from the
yourself.
hood, bro.
Why? He just did the same thing as what another man did. He wanted to reach across the line to seek a resolution so we can move forward. Ain't that what the black and white show is about?
That's what it's all
That's
about.
what it's all about. But
Because the difference between black and white is the ignorance that lies in between.
Right.
So how can this one man be pitted against somebody else due to technology and say, oh, well, Jay-Z ain't doing this shit, he ain't doing this shit. Motherfucker, pick up the phone and talk to Jay-Z.
Right.
Okay, because if you don't like what he's doing, you may not like what Jenkins is doing over at the Eagles, but yet the message and the strife is still the same.
Right.
So how hypocritical are you in one zone because he's not doing the way you want to do it? Is that why you're mad? Because I'm quite sure the message and the struggle and where he's trying to go, the end point, is the same places where you're trying to go.
Right.
But yet instead we let the media go ahead and say, oh, it's black man against black man. No, it's not. That's not covering up the issue. That's bullshit. Ignore the technology.
That causes the strife. So I believe
Ignore
it was 56 years ago this week, 4 days ago, August 28th,
Before my time.
1963. There was a man that gave a speech in Washington, D.C., who said, I have a dream of a white girl and a black girl. I'm sure I'm paraphrasing or misquoting it.
paraphrasing the shit out of that.
Right.
Right.
To hold hands and
But we
simply
know
play
the
together,
message.
right? So that's it. But so here's a perfect opportunity for that dream to come to fruition, because it is. I mean, we here at the B&W show, I believe, are a part of that dream. Here we are, 3 different cultures. You say 3 different cultures. There's 2 different cultures. Trust me, they're 2 different cultures from each other, as different as I am from either one of them. We're 3 different cultures sitting here in front of you, talking about these kind of issues, that NFL, police brutality against blacks or minorities in general. Because it's not just a black issue; it's minorities, and it's not just minorities. It's a public safety issue, black, white, or indifference, and we all know it's not all cops. It's cops that get those power trips, that think they're in a place of authority. Police are not an authority; they're a law enforcement. They're not law authority. That's the difference that people forget. They're not an authority.
True.
Our politicians are not our leaders. They're our representatives.
Of us, supposedly.
Right. So, and again, that's another difference that people forget. Like, oh, what are our leaders acting with? They're not our leaders, our representatives. If they're not representing you, your community, your country, your state, go to the polls and vote them out. I don't care who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't talk impeachment. Don't talk assassination. Don't talk,
Don't talk all that bullshit, man.
term limits.
Right.
The true term limit is vote them out.
Sure.
If that person is not doing the job, especially, Congress people, House of Representative people, 2 years. If they're not doing their job in those 2 years, vote them out. Senate, that's a little different. They're 6 years, so that probably needs to change to be 2 years as well. If they're not doing their job in voting your district, vote them out.
Mm-hmm.
President, governor, mayor, I think more 6 years, but they're 4 years. If they're not doing the job that you elected them to do, vote them out.
Of course, it's easier said than done, but we all know this process. As we know, yearly, every 4 years in a way, politicians are like radio stations. If you don't like them, you tune them out.
Absolutely.
You go to the next one. You go to the next one.
Absolutely.
You go to the next one. Never think that this is stuck with who we're stuck with.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because just like there was Trump, there's going to be somebody else.
Absolutely.
So let's not never think, oh, this is who we got. If you think that you're that person to change it, step up and change it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just that's simple. I mean, just day after day, get up, make the process, go do the thing. Look how many faces we have right now that's in the Democratic race right now.
Ridiculous.
We don't even know who the hell they are. Where did they come from?
Right.
I never
It's like,
seen
oh
you
shit, magic face, just like Barack. Ain't nobody knew where Barack was until all of a sudden you just heard about this person, Barack Obama, gained momentum. You like, wait, who
Or
the
it's
fuck
up in
is he?
Chicago. We knew who.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
We knew
Yeah,
who
he's
he was.
Chicagoans.
We knew.
So those different things. But it's just the fact of let's ignore the bullshit, man.
Mhm.
I keep saying we're a fickle people, we're a hypocritical society, and we are. So if we're going to change that, we need to start ignoring the bullshit, ignoring the technologies, and let's start wising up and using our eye. That's our mind, not these two damn things that we see.
Mhm.
These are just doorways.
Mhm.
This is what we think with. This is what we don't use enough, and this is what we should start using more. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. It's just like when we was having a conversation, we were saying about the N-word. But we had the black faces, right?
Right.
Oh, we got both of those.
And
Both of those going to be
Right.
talked about.
And the question was
Still.
what?
Yeah. So we were having a conversation earlier this week in preparation for this, and we were tossing around ideas of what this show should be about, and with talking about the NFL and the what's that?
This.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, but that's our camera. It has to stay fully charged. So we were talking. I came up that I wanted to talk about blackface. Because that's an area where us white folk don't understand is blackface.
Some white folks understand
And
it,
let's make fun and have.
but our
monikers
brothers
and that.
Mhm.
don't understand it.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
question.
Right. So I asked a question. Like, is there ever a time when blackface would be okay?
No.
Would it be okay?
No.
Like, the lady. So talking about our leaders, our representatives, the lady who was president of the NAACP, right?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't necessarily put on blackface, but she put on
A face.
dark skin tan and made her hair kind of froey, and she was kind of doing the blackface to try to represent the NAACP.
She ran us a month, led us astray.
Right. So, I personally, I don't know what she did for the NAACP. Like, was she doing good policies? Was she doing bad policies?
She did a couple of good things. It was the lie. It was the deceit. What am I trying to say? The lie, the deceitfulness that she did. The tan and the hair. You know what I'm saying?
It's not who you are.
Right. She didn't give us a chance to choose. She took the choice away from our culture. But it's like
It's never.
what's the leader of the Chinese, a Korean dude, a little short dude?
Kim Jong-un?
Yeah, running the KKK. What? Same thing. It's like it was ridiculous. Y'all wouldn't let that happen. So
I don't think we are too much hustling of who's running the KKK.
Well, the KKK,
And it's
KKK,
never,
yeah, but like it's not a white communal thing, like, who is the leader of the KKK?
We know it ain't, but we know damn well it ain't gonna be no Chinese person from Korea.
That's sure.
But to get back to where we was going with it is that no, there's never a good reason for black faces and taste. There's not. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like there's never no good taste for.
But then what about so the issue when ASU when they do the blackouts, right? Mm-hmm. Where you wear all your black coats that has the ASU emblem on it for the football to show support,
right?
And then 3 of the college girls put the additional black makeup on their face to add additional to the black out, right? They weren't trying to be black African American. They were just putting the black makeup on their face.
You gotta have common sense approach, bro. You gotta have a common sense approach, regardless of everything that you do. That was just not smart. You know, I understand they was young, but still, that's just the common sense approach, bro. You know,
I tell you that's subliminal.
Yeah, it was subliminal, but it's still common sense approach. Certain things.
That's where the ignorance came in, is because it was subliminal. Because really,
you think they meant to do that?
Yeah. And they try to.
I don't think they meant to do that.
They try to be so humorous in doing like a Sprite commercial. You have subliminal messages in a Sprite commercial.
Did you just
yes,
metaphorically say a Sprite commercial in blackface?
Yes, I did.
Well, we're gonna have an argument if you do that again.
You know, I think. Look, it's just like the blackface. I understand what it is, but because the word black is so magnetic, we could say black and mean something, but then when we do something above and beyond, it could be perceived to something else. They're not ignorant of that. They're in college. They ain't stupid.
That's why I said the common sense approach.
Stupid. So that's why I'm gonna say it's subliminal, and I believe that. So the question is, was it accepted? Obviously, it wasn't accepted all the way around.
Right.
Because if it was something that the whole school knew about, then everybody would have been doing it.
Yeah.
Not 3 individuals out of populace of basically, I don't know, 80,000. I don't know, however many it is. So that's what I think it is. I don't swallow shit and say he. Nah. It is what it is, man. And y'all that know me, I'm gonna call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? You may not like it, you may love it, whatever, but you're gonna respect who I am. You're not gonna say, "Oh, that's a funny motherfucker." No, I'm not. We're gonna call it what it is. You know, we're gonna have a conversation, you know, and address the issues. You know, but that's one thing. It's just like when we had the white girls over here at the school, at the rich school. I say the rich school because it's in a more affluent part of town, where the cultural diversity is more to we could say the Caucasian side, instead of having more minorities in the school. But they thought it was funny to go ahead and have nigger with the ER. So it was what, 8, 9 little girls? Why? That's not for them to answer. That's not for me to answer. Why? Why would your dumb ass think that was supposed to be really funny? At whose expense? So naturally you feel so brave that you can do it in your school, because through your community and your society, you don't have too many minorities over there that's going to jump on your ass when you come through with that shit. But if you go to a different school, a real school that's dealing with those issues, that's going to pose a problem. That's going to pose a real problem. Once again, that's ignorance. Now, did your mommy and daddy know? No, they didn't know because you didn't tell them. Because it was ignorant. And you knew that it would be deceitful. If it wasn't, then you would have told them this is what we're going to do. You would have had a conversation at home. But you didn't. Why is the word so?
Look, bro, that's why I was talking about point of reference. The child's point of reference is very important. Let me tell you the conversations I have at home with my children. Don't do drugs, right? Don't disrespect a person about what they are, you know what I'm saying? And I teach them about racism right now, about police brutality. These are things that wasn't taught. Like,
no, it wasn't taught.
It wasn't taught. It wasn't taught like
I wasn't taught that.
I bet just like they don't smoke crack, just like the little white kids don't smoke crack. That should have been a conversation. Why? Because it's a part of the world. It's a part of the world of things that's going on. Don't do this. So nobody never told them don't do this. You know what I mean? But you was in the right school. Because if you was at this school in Chicago, you got your ass beat the fuck up.
It's a lot because that's where you see a lot of these racial antics and things is at schools that are more affluential with less minorities and a higher, we'll just say a upper middle class or the upper class, these type of schools where there's still that social divide. Look, it's like this. If I grew up if I grew up an elite, I went to private school. I was always kept with my elite peers.
Mhm.
I never came out of my social class. So when I leave private school and I go to the college, and then when I leave college and I go into the real world, what true understanding of society do I have because I never left my social class?
True.
So this is the generation of cycles that we have. Now, is there a problem with it? There may be a problem with it if you're not being able to see the world. It's like you stay in the hood your whole life, and this is the only thing you interact with is people in your hood because you know what? Believe it or not, there's a lot of people in their hood that ain't never left their hood because they just do hood shit. 40 years, just do hood shit. They're comfortable doing hood shit. You take them out and you put them somewhere else, they don't know how to act because they never left their social class. Is that a good thing? No. What well-roundedness do we have? What growth do we have? We don't have that. So what do we have? We still have lines of division set all the way across because we have these, I guess, our socialistic groups that we like to maintain with. You see, but we always want to talk from here about here or from here about here. We always got something to say about some shit.
Yeah. But it's also the other way. I mean, you got people here talking about here.
Always.
You know,
always.
You know, it's like just because somebody's here doesn't mean their life's going to be easy. They have different sets of standards that they have to meet and attain. Their world is not any less real than the person who's down here. They still live in the real world. It's just their world is different.
Right. Different world, different problems. Well, they might not see the problems as down here.
Right. Which they don't need to. That's not their place.
But this is the difference. Up here, a lot of times they're in position to help those down here. A lot of times you gotta look, this is where our politicians are. This is where our people in government that send them make laws and stipulations. They help us down here, but we elect them to be up there. But do they always do the due diligence in our favor?
Well then that's the problem. Stop electing them and start electing from somebody from there to deal with problems there.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you reaching over there for somebody to help yourself? Get out. Why are you expecting somebody else to help you?
And that's what I see right now. That's what I see within the party in this presidential race is what I see right now is we see those people trying to get in the club, you know, but what club member level are you trying to get into? Because there is a club, you know, now is everybody going to let you in? No, but what I do like the fact is we have so many young people. When I say young people, I'm talking about young people like 20, 21. You know, we have the youngest girl in politics right now. I mean, she did it because she said, hey, there's just some shit that I want to change.
Right.
Now, I don't necessarily know the girl. I don't necessarily know the views and everything, what she's aspiring to be. But the point of her being so damn young and taking that leap is what we need more young people to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
she believes, like, hey, I can do this. And what they're doing up top, that's not helping me. Right. I have too many people down here that need help. Like, I need help, but there's nobody up there that's speaking for us. Mm-hmm. Maybe she wants to be the one that speaks for us, but we don't know. You know?
Well, she's not going to speak for us because she represents a different district. She doesn't speak for us. If you're talking about who I'm talking, think you're talking about.
Oh, I'm just saying the girl in general. I ain't saying specifically to our district or not, but
right.
For a person just to do that.
So again, if you're having issues in your hood, your area, and you want it changed, and you're looking to those up there to change what's done, that's not going to happen. You got to start here first. Okay, so you don't like the way the police is treating you, right? Easiest thing to do, first thing to do, is walk up and talk to a police officer, non-aggressively. Talk to him.
And y'all don't like that.
Get to know him. Get to understand him. So that way he knows who you are and you know who he is. So when he comes into a situation and you're there, he doesn't have to be afraid of you and you don't have to be afraid of him.
But you know what? They don't want the dare program.
It's not about dare.
But in a sense, it's not about dare, but it's so funny because a lot of those things dare includes with our police in the community.
Absolutely.
Instead of out of cars,
absolutely,
they're back on the beat.
But why wait for the police to start a program when you can create a neighborhood program to accept the police? Why wait for the police to accept you? It's the golden rule, right?
True.
You don't wait for somebody to treat you a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You have to treat them a certain way in order to get treated a certain way.
So you tell me what I have a theory about this. Dare left. Mm-hmm. When Dare left, we lost the physical presence of the beat cop, the community cop,
right,
on the street, interacting with everything. Because that beat cop, he knows Mr. Johnson at the flower shop.
Mm-hmm.
He knows Miss Susie down at the cafe. He knows little Jamal, little Jenkins, Rashida. He knows all the kids. Knows when they get out of school. Knows where they go kick it. Knows they at the ice cream shop. That's gone. Because why? Because our community has said we don't want that presence because we don't like the police.
Right.
Now, when the police leave, in our community, we say we don't have no protection. Right. The police ain't here to help us. Right. We don't like the police. Right. So what do? We start our own block watch program. We start our street angels, different, let's hold arms and protect our streets. When before you had to do that, we had the police in there with us, walking the beat, interacting with us. But you chose to say, hey, we don't want them here because we don't like the police, which is real funny because when shit really hit the fan, you like, where the police at?
First phone call.
Right.
So hypocritical society we are. Once again, am I lying? I just showed you. I just gave you the evidence. Right. So what I say is, look, we need to quit all the tally-ho, bravery, macho, fuck the police. Like you said, we need to start a dialogue. Right. We need to bring programs back right. Not unjust.
One of the big steps is NFL and Jay-Z getting together to start this program.
We need to dissolve
start the conversation.
Right.
See how we brought that all back around?
We're good. It's funny.
We're good. This is why this is the best show ever.
Funny. Because all of this is in correlation to society when we get up and we say, oh, we only going to talk on this shit. Nah, because this shit affects this shit, affects that shit, affects that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We hear so much degradation. We hear so much disrespect amongst other cultures when you say, wow, I just don't believe that child just talks like that. I do, because you should listen to their parents talk. Mm-hmm. Because if their parents talk and if their parents say, hey, my nigga, and they're not black, but they address themselves to Mexicans.
Even if they
hey,
are.
my nigga, and you say, hey, well, I don't understand that correlation. And now you hear kids addressing each other as that, and they're not black, but you know what? Their parents never told them, hey, that's not right. And this is what this word means to them. This is their struggle. This is their history. This is their scars. This is their relation to that word. That's why I say we're always going to have two people on the side of using that word, because we have so much of our people that's still connected to that word as far as the strife, the struggle, the civil rights movement, how they've been degraded and not allowed, a shut door, told no, shot at, dogs bit up in their ass.
Like we said, it was only 56 years ago this week that Dr. King had to come out and give the I Have a Dream speech.
Right.
So that means there's people who were standing in that crowd, 10, 15, 20, 35 years old, who are still alive today.
Right. Right.
You can say, well, slavery's been gone for 200 years. Yeah, slavery has. Civil rights has not. Right. Civil rights is still an issue. It's not going to go away. Slavery didn't go away right away. I mean, it took a whole country, this one, fighting amongst itself, killing millions and millions of its own citizens to abolish slavery, to get it on the books, to ratify it, to get it passed, Juneteenth. I mean, the whole deal. And then to allow voting rights, and then to allow running for political offices. I mean, it strides from where it was before. I mean, this country is an example. You might say, like, America's an example. America's terrible when it comes to racism. Well, America's an example because when America abolished slavery, it abolished it in the entire world. Slavery is illegal in this entire world because of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm. And we still have it going on today.
But it still happens.
Right.
And it's a crime against humanity.
Right. Because we always have, like we say, the devil. We always have the devil's hands doing something, from the blood diamonds to slave labor in China.
Or kids putting black faces on.
Right. You know,
Exactly.
we always have that. So
this is why this is the greatest show ever.
You know, like you said, man, I mean, these is burners, baby. These is burners. It's things like in society that we say we look at and we don't want to talk about. But if we don't talk about them, how are we ever going to get comfortable with the uncomfortable?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this. I was at a Walgreens, and I seen a guy, a black guy, get stopped by the police.
Okay. Did he go off?
This guy went crazy. Why do I'm not gonna say all. Why do majority of black people don't look at Facebook, man? Stop looking at YouTube, man, thinking that you're a lawyer, man. Stop doing it. Listen, it's a common sense approach, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let me tell you seriously, man. He said, can I see, why do I have to show you my license? Cause that's the law.
That's the procedure, man.
When he asks you, the first thing people need to do is check their cars, right? I could see clearly that his left tail light was broken, right? He said it wasn't, right? Oh, so he didn't check his car. So now he asking him to get out the car. I don't have to get out of the car. Then he started calling him all these names, right? So basically at Walgreens, it was like 16 police cars there. This guy was on the ground. It turned into a situation, right? Now, here's a different situation. I got stopped. And this is how my situation was. May I see your license and registration? Yes. Oh, officer, I have a pistol in the car. I let him know right there, you know. And I was like, here's my registration. I had all the stuff: registration, license, insurance. This is the law, right? No, do that part of the law before you learn. It's tripped out. It'd be like when you talk about slavery, it seemed like soon the police stop black people, man. We want to go back into slavery. Just think about all these things, man. Right, you harassing me, man. Right, it's the common sense approach. Just like we were talking about the girls with the black faces. It's the common sense approach. Please, man, black men, black women, and all people, please, man, just learn law. Let me tell you something, man. Like my bro just said, the police here are to protect us. You know what I'm saying? But I miss talking we have a friend that was an ex-police officer as a sergeant. He's one of the coolest people, and he used to do the beat. He used to walk around, know everybody. We don't have that no more. We're missing that, man. And this fear. But the first thing you have to do, stop getting abused, is follow the law. Stop trying to be a lawyer, man. Go to school to be a real lawyer. Do that, man. Don't try to be no instant Facebook, Instagram lawyer, man. This was ridiculous, man. This was ridiculous, man. Hey, back to blackface. I'm telling you, it's funny you asked that. I want to ask you, like, have you to you? How? It's a funny feeling, even when he said it to me. You know, when he asked the question, right? You know what I mean? And he's scared, but I still felt funny on the inside, right? I don't know why I feel funny. Not funny, not laughing funny, but I felt
anxiety
and offended. Yeah. Still offended. You know what I'm saying? But why do you think that's so?
I believe if you are a woke individual and you have
explain woke.
Well, you're conscious of yourself, right, and your history, and your community,
right,
and what's going on. If you're woke, then you have a connection to yourself, basically. So it's like someone calls you out a name. If you don't know what they're talking about, how you gonna identify it?
Being aware,
but you're aware, and because you're aware, you have some type of care about probably this world, the community you live in, and your kids, because when you really think of it, what are we doing today? We're doing everything for our kids, right? Aren't we? I mean, we sit up here and we try to, most of us, hopefully as parents, we try to put the best role model we can for our children. We try to give them the knowledge and the information so when they go out in the world, they can be better than us. If we true parents, that's what we want.
That's what you do.
You see,
Right.
so when we hear those identifiers, if we're connected to ourselves, it bothers us.
I think I overreacted. I think majority of people overreacted because, like, it took me to have a white brother to open this up for me. A lot of people that was mad about the black, remember Drake with the blackface?
Yeah, that was so horrible.
That was horrible. But
Horrible.
but then they turn around and say this. Hey, my nigga, that was fucked up what Drake did.
Right.
What?
Because once again, hey my nigga, that was fucked right. It's socially accepted for me to call you nigga because it's the A, it's not hey my nigga.
Right.
But
it's not good.
Really, how slick are we to say there's a difference between the A and the ER and it changes the meaning of the words?
It feel the same.
So then are we gonna start seeing rappers now with like half blackface? So that way it's blackface with an accent.
Oh man,
we gonna see cats with Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
Because real talk, man, and it's funny because you have even in our hip hop community, and this is where the shame goes. You have these guys, yes, these guys, I'm Kodak Black. I like Kodak. I like Kodak. I like Joyner. You know what I'm saying? I like Jeezy. I like a lot of cats. I like a lot of cats. I just don't. And there's a lot more cats I really don't like. I may like a song or two, but to get overall, you can talk about what happens in your community all damn day, but then you be too scared to talk about what the government doing. You be too scared to talk about Trump. But yet you say you don't stand for this and that or the policies. But you address what's happening. You have enough balls to talk about how I shot at niggas. That's how I go, huh? How many niggas I shot at?
That ain't
and what I'm serving and how much money I got and what I'm doing in the streets. But you don't put nothing about how this man is holding your community down. But yet your music is about you and all of this, but you omit certain stuff. And I just ask, where's the courage? Because when you put those type of lyrics in your music, you then receive backlash in a way you may not be able to deal with it. You may not know how to deal with it because it could be an opposition you do not want to go against. But yet still you want to glorify. So then our community comes up and they say, look, it's cool to glamorize fake booties now. I'm sorry, y'all can have that shit. I want an ass I can squeeze and touch. I don't want no damn
lopsided.
I don't want no lopsided booty cheeks. I'm cool with that.
Say less.
Botox all up in your mouthpiece. I'm cool with that, man.
Say less.
If we understand and say, oh, we like somebody natural, then why are we glorifying fake boobs, fake asses, fake lips? What's real about you? What's real about you?
You know why, bro? Let me tell you something, man. I was listening to.
I'm just saying.
My assignment.
That's my personal opinion. Myself. That's what I like.
My assignment.
I don't like no fake shit.
A lot of other music
I can do here,
talk about what he said. They talk about politics. I don't know what it is about rap. Like they made it a rule. Like so
rap,
like at the label they say. So what's your album about? Oh, well, look, I'm going to talk about God, and I'm going to talk about conscious mind. I'm going to talk about how to help.
Oh, we don't want to hear that.
Oh, no. Listen, I need drugs. I need you to flash your gun.
Right.
I need you to act crazy.
Can
you go to jail? How much time can you do?
Right.
It's like real crazy. That's why they don't do it, bro. You know what I mean? And as soon as they do it, they lose sales. The community will not. They will not support them, man.
Here's one for you. Here's an example. Chance the Rapper. Anybody heard his new album? Heard any songs on the radio? Why? Because it's positive.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
It's positive. We don't want to hear that.
That's the slavery we was talking about.
It's positive.
Yeah.
So we have a message of young music artists coming up. You know what I'm saying? That came from the game, came from the streets. Their first album was, just talking about all the dope game, and then they switched it up on you. Album 2, album 3. Good shit, good music, but you don't hear it because it's no longer in that same avenue to say, hey, no, we want strife and conflict because that's what we want to keep the community riling. No, that's not it, because if you're a hot artist, we're going to follow your music. And if you change direction and the music's still good, we're going to go with you. It's just what it is.
Man.
I like-
Tory Lane,
I
not
like his
Tory.
Kit Kat commercials.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I go have me a kick out. You
Many
know,
times I've watched his
Yeah.
commercials.
But
like Joyner Lucas, man, I like Joyner,
Yeah.
man. And Joyner seemed like he done switched up. It's like, yo, okay, I done talked about how hard it was for me to come up. Now I'm talking about all the good shit I'm about to be out here doing. I'm talking about all the political shit. I'm talking about how they really holding us down. Meek Mill, switching tone, putting message up in there. You know what I'm saying? But when you get so big, it's to a sense where, you know, the demand of people still want to hear from you. It's like we can't deny you that access because you're too big. You see what I'm saying? You're too big to switch it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but unfortunately, we don't have enough to see that. Right. You see what I'm saying?
True that.
We just don't
True
have
that.
enough conscious, positive music that our kids can identify on the radio. You see what I'm saying? Because we can get it on YouTube all damn day. We can play good music in the house all damn day. But when we turn on the radio, we hear taste. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of bad music, man.
You know
I can't believe they letting go through.
That's what we're doing. But hey, you know, this is all shit we see.
Mm-hmm.
We see it, and we act like it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we're gonna go to the
Can't
next
do it.
burner of the day. What's the next burner of the day, bro?
Oh, okay. Well, the one I had, so part of this episode, we were going to bring on an artist, a local artist. We invited her on and she accepted, but this was a while ago. You know, we don't do episodes as often. You know, that's often enough to like allow people to really come on the show as quickly as we would like them to be. So we had her scheduled to come on the show, and she ended up not responding after she said she would, but which is fine.
But you're more than welcome.
Part of
More than
what,
welcome.
yeah, absolutely, we welcome anybody on that show.
Cornflakes.
Part of what she wanted to do was to bash on Trump, which I'm not opposed to, because I want to let you know I'm not pro nor am I anti-Trump.
Yeah,
I'm all about the action and not about the man. Okay, I will admit I voted for Trump.
No.
I voted for Trump because it was an opposing vote to Hillary, and it's like, well,
you voted for Trump?
I did. There's no way I was going to vote for Hillary. There's no way I was going for Hillary. I could not do it.
So wait,
I'm just gonna give a shout out to a jewel dropped, and I apologize for the introduction for the interrupting you.
Sure.
But the jewel dropped.
Yeah.
By Chris.
Chris.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The guys that run the biggest music industry labels are majority owners in private prisons.
Dig that. That makes sense, Chris. Now that
makes a whole bunch of sense.
Yeah. How to keep them filled in. We're gonna go back to that though.
How it correlates. Yo.
Yeah, we got you. Thank you for that.
Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
We got swag. Chris getting swag.
Yeah. That's my boy down in Tucson.
Swag.
You down there? You know the info? All right. Yeah. That's
good man right there.
That's good shit. Yo, he get a shirt. You get swag, Chris. Yo, big up. We need to come back to that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Because that shit right there is like, yo.
He said this shit though.
Right.
I'm gonna vote for him because I don't like her.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But what if you don't like okay, so you tell me if you don't like neither one, you just deal with the lesser
change your processes.
Right. It's just it is so it's so funny because we say, hey, made in America, made in America, made in America.
Yeah.
But our
Barbara
companies,
Mandrell. Yeah.
but we have so much of our companies saying with the tag, made in China, made in India, made in North Korea, made in Japan, made in Germany. Now, question comes to, right, so where's that made?
My mug, made in Thailand.
Made in Thailand. So,
Buffalo Bills.
As the same thing, right. You know what I'm saying?
This is very because they get Buffalo Bills.
And that could be, that's made in the local saran shop. Right. Why don't we have our local saran shop makers doing these things for us instead of NFLers, petitioning for their contracts to be over in Thailand, China, and all that. But the whole question comes to us saying, okay, well, Trump says, hey, let's bring these companies from China and all this foreign and bring it back to America so we can have these products be made in America. But at the same time, we're not giving those same cuts to those companies to make it enticing to come back home to start manufacturing things on homeland. Well, you have Switzerland out there that's saying, hey, you ain't got no company taxes, you ain't got to pay shit. So let's go over there where Amazon is and let's put our headquarters over there. Why? Why not? We're saving X amount of dollars in operating expenses alone just to set up shop over there. So if you want me to come back home from a business perspective, you got to make it enticing for my business to come back home. And that's one of the
But that's
problems.
never going to happen because all the Democrats want to tax the rich. Guess who owns all the businesses? Sorry. Can't have it both ways.
So you see,
you gotta pick and choose.
Right.
Do you want corporations to pay taxes or not? Do you want stuff made in America or not? Like it's, we won't get the whole taxation thing because that's a whole nother conversation. I would love to bring in a tax expert to have him sit and talk to us about that jazz because that's above my pay grade for sure.
Right. You got to.
But there's conversation there to be had.
Right. You do. You figure out. Okay. Well, obviously, I'm not there. But I don't own a multi-million-dollar Amazon level company to.
I would love to
talk about.
I think you should.
I sure would. You damn sure I would love to. I wouldn't know how to act.
You know what the best thing about this
country
country
is? We'll have a blackout day.
You know what the best thing about this country is? There's nothing stopping you from doing that except for you.
That's true. And then I have to want
I'm angry at myself.
You should be.
You pissed off at me.
If you're mad at the Trumps, you're mad at the
keep bringing up
the Clintons, you're mad at the Hilltons.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah, you're mad at all those people because their kids are running around making all this or spending all this money, their daddy's money and all that stuff. Well, those daddies had to earn that money for them to spend. So it's their damn right to go and spend it. If they don't want it to be spent, the daddy will pipe up to their kids and say, stop spending the goddamn money because you're making me work too hard.
It's an entitlement.
True that.
It's an entitlement. We have our kids right now. So, and I
should be entitled. That's what we work for. I'm not saying everybody gets a trophy, but I'm saying, like we worked to better our kids, but but it's to show them a better way. If I had the opportunity, if I had kids and I had money just flowing out my pockets, because I'm to that point where money is not an option, not an issue, right? I don't have to worry about money. I have other things to worry about. Money is making itself, right? So if that's a thing, and I'm able to provide that to my kid, why wouldn't I? Right? We're here to better for our kids. Why wouldn't I take that one worry of money out of their mind?
I'm gonna make them know what the value of earning a dollar means.
Sure, there's nothing wrong.
I don't want it's to me, and you gotta understand my background, not different from yours.
Right.
But entitlement comes. I've been given, and I'm provided for. So entitlement also means I don't know the value of, don't know how to earn, don't know the worth of. So lacking that sense of earning,
right? But see, that's because
puts you on a pompous level, in my opinion.
But that's because you put all your
that's
because you put all your values in money. Their value's not in money.
It's not saying that entitlement is money. Money's only one thing, but earning, how to go about the process of earning to save up for a house.
Right. But they're earning something different though.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah,
earning
they're
money.
not.
They're earning something different.
Okay, they could be earning something different, but they're not earning, in my opinion, they're not earning the everyday strife of what we've been through because they're entitled. They already have these worries that we don't have.
They're not entitled. They're just on a different level.
Well, entitled, once again, I just said to me, entitled, it means that you're coming from somewhere here. You don't worry about what I worry about. I'm not entitled. When I have to not have things given to me, for instance, my 16th birthday, I don't have a car, but you're entitled, you get a car. You don't know the value of earning that car. You don't even know how to take care of that car because it's just a car to you. Instead, to me, a car is a livelihood, a way to keep a job, a way to get to and from, not just something you have when it breaks down. It's like, oh, it sits over here. No, you then learn how to repair your car. When you're entitled, in my opinion, you don't look at that. You don't worry about it. You're like, oh, I'll just get somebody to come and fix it. Do you not want to learn how to fix it? No, I'll just have somebody do it for me. Okay, if you learn that, you can teach that, but you're not learning that. So what do you have to teach? So therefore, what do you teach is being entitled. Well, I show that I'll just call somebody to come over and fix this for me. That's what I was shown. Okay, what about putting hands on? What do you mean? Why? I can have somebody come fix it. To me, that's what that means. You see what I'm saying? Okay. I don't consider any of us sitting at this table entitled. Okay. I don't. You came from strife. You come from strife. I've come from strife. We didn't have things given to us. You see what I'm saying? So that's where now we all have a different opinion or in our own mindset perception of what entitled may be. But just like when I say, Aaron, this was bothers me, and you say, I understand because you actually listen to me. Right? And everybody I know that's not black, this is my boy, they don't listen to me. You see what I'm saying? When you say, what scares you? And I tell you, he listens. You see what I'm saying? And honestly, if I don't think we could connect, if you were entitled to things, you would not be able to connect to what I'm saying in my lifetime of struggles because you've never seen it. You've never experienced it because you don't live in that world. But in your own world, you can relate to some of your struggles with me because you like, oh, my man went through some shit, and you like, I ain't went through that shit, but I went through some shit in my world. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we have a connection of realness of we can't call somebody to just come give us a new car or something. You know how to fix that? Yeah, let me come show you. And I'm like, yo, we gonna learn. And to me, that's the difference of being entitled and not. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's where my understanding of that comes. Okay.
That was great, bro.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, it was just your opinion, but it was
right,
great.
Right.
Yeah.
So exactly. So to help the situation, the conversation, real is an illusion. There is no real.
Explain that to him.
Okay. Off in the distance, there is a storm cloud.
Yep.
Right. What do you normally see?
We just see the clouds.
Like, let's say a rainbow.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you see a rainbow. Right. You're like, oh, look, there's a rainbow.
Right. Is it real?
It doesn't exist.
Right.
Rainbows do not exist.
No, yes, they do. It's the ultraviolet rays and how you look at them. No, they exist.
No, you're right.
You sound like a leprechaun.
It's the rays that bounce off the light.
Right.
And off the rays of light that bounce off the water. Right. That make this illusion.
Yep.
Right. It looks real. But can you touch it? No.
Nope. No.
Can you catch it? Can you smell it? You can take a picture of it. It looks real. Right? It looks real. Everything. So what you perceive as real to you is also an illusion. Your realness is an illusion. You can't touch it. You can't. You've lived through it. We've lived through rainbows. It's an illusion. It's what you've gone through is merely a reflection of how your light had reflected off of your energy.
Now that's the conversation I like right there. That was deep, man. This was a deep show,
and I expect accept and I respect what your reflection is, right, and what you see, because I see that rainbow too. I see what reflection that you're seeing. I see the reflection you're seeing, as I'm sure you guys see the reflection I'm seeing, and we're expressing to you guys everything that we're talking about. I don't get Trump, NFL, blackface. It's all an illusion.
It's just an illusion.
It's whatever reflection you decide to see. If you decide to see those 3 little girls in blackface as racist, that's what that's what they're gonna be. Yep. To me, they're just 3 girls in makeup.
Yeah, honestly,
I get it. It's easier for me because I'm a white guy. It doesn't affect me. But now, if I see three guys with red bandanas and cowboy hats on and a sneaker on one foot and a cowboy shoe in another foot, I'm gonna look at that guy and say, "That's a weird fashion statement." I don't care. I'm not gonna be offended that he's wearing a cowboy hat with Nike shoes.
Me neither.
I think that's cool. I would like to try that look. That's a pretty cool look. Of course, there's gonna be another guy down the street who's been a farmer all his life, say, "You're a disgrace to that cowboy hat." Right. That's his reflection, unfortunately. But what if those black guys, are from Backwood, Kentucky, and they've lived on the farm all their lives, and they're cowboys. There's black cowboys. I've been to some rodeos. Yeah, I've been to some rodeos where the black cowboys are some of the toughest cowboys out there. So it's merely a reflection. It's the reflection you choose to see and choose to allow yourself to see. That's what this is. None of this.
Best show ever.
It's crazy with the 3 girls, dog.
Yeah.
Personally, I see that. It may be subliminal on their side, but to me, I'm like, okay, they just really wanted to go take the blackout statement to another level.
Right.
They wanted to be invisible. That's the way I'm looking at it.
I looked at it like, they did not
they
use the common sense approach. They was doing stupid thinking. Stupid thinking.
Right. But as far as they were thinking, they were supporting their school.
Right. That's what they were doing, supporting
things. Just like I just went to court with my friend. This was the stupidest thing ever. I just went to court with my friend for a ticket. He had a bag of weed in his pocket. He put the bag of weed, everything out of his pocket. His ass went to jail. They were like, "Are you with him?" "No, I am not." "No, I am not." "No, I'm not." "Are you coming in?" "No, I am not." Like, what are you talking? And he had mace in his thing, right? Mace and weed. He put it down. They were like, "You couldn't believe he did this." Like, stupid, not thinking. Be aware, like Val said, you must be aware.
First of all, you didn't even got to pull that out because that's not metal. You leave that shit right in your pocket.
That was dumb.
You got your keys and coins and walk right on through.
And another thing, I hate being mad. I don't like being mad. That's why I learned through Aaron. I try to be in harmony most of the time because I forget things and do things. And when I'm taking care of business, I be aware. I pay attention to my surroundings. It's hard to run up on Nitty because I'm paying attention to everything. I'm paranoid about everything. Look at that dog. You talking? What are you doing? I'm paranoid everything, right? So he was talking to me about some nonchalant about the Browns. That I was going to tell you. You're trying to talk. I was like, well, my boy know everything about the Browns. He was, man, what are you talking about, man? He don't know more about me putting it. See, so when you see the show,
he don't know about this good.
You just
what you talking about,
bro? And he another one of those brothers that try to talk crazy to the police. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
hey, buddy, look at the show, man. Start watching the show. The best show ever.
Typical conversation when it comes with it. Why you pull me over? You was going for. Are you sure? Motherfucker, I have a radar gun right here that says I clocked you at 89. You know what I'm saying? In a 65. I don't know if that's right. First of all, when he says 89, 65, you need to start thinking ahead of the game. Like, all right, let me shut my ass up. Let me get on this shit so I get the fuck out of here. Because anything over 85, he can automatically take me in.
Yeah.
Criminal speed. First of all, do not have your lady in the passenger seat get wide, loud mouth. Are you sure, officer? I don't think that shit is right. You need to shut the fuck up because if I go to jail for driving at 89, we gonna be over there where you gonna be in one holder cell because you was harassing the officer and ain't nobody bailing us out. Somebody gotta zip it. You know what I'm saying?
Signing a ticket is not an admission of guilt.
No.
It's an understanding there's a dispute between you and the officer.
And I'm gonna get the fuck out of here and we'll go to court one day.
And that dispute can be taken up in court or traffic school if you believe you are in the wrong.
Right. It's crazy.
You do not dispute with the officer. The officer cannot rebuke a disputation.
Oh, guess what happened to me?
You won a lottery and you ain't telling us.
And we would have been doing this at the hotel, the Hilton, the presidential. Hey, listen, I let somebody use my vehicle, right? And they had a speeding ticket, right? And for the first time in my life, I was right dealing with the law. You know, not the first. This is about the fourth time.
Hey, you know how good? That's a good feeling, though, ain't it?
I went up there and I gave him. I said, "This isn't me." They was like, "Let me see your ID." This isn't you. I said, "It's not, is it?" It was like, "We're going to send you a paper to the house. Do you know who it is?" They was with me. They was looking like, "Don't trick on me." He gonna say, "This is snitching in Chicago." We ain't in Chicago. You understand? That ticket was $296. What you mean snitching? I'm 49 years old. What you mean? Hey, listen. You give me the money. Well, hey, listen. I wasn't taking nothing, man. But hey, I'm just happy my friends was to tell me. You know, Aaron had told me about it, and we had talked about it, and I was like, I'm not taking it. No, I'm not. No. Driving class, I'm not doing nothing. But tell the truth, I did even better than that. I said it wasn't me, and I didn't know who was driving the car.
Right.
There you go. Word up. I ain't admitting that shit anyway. I'll be like, nah, I don't even know that person.
You know what that there's called? The Fifth Amendment.
The Fifth Amendment.
Yo,
look at that.
And black people, you can understand the Fifth Amendment and use it, man. Don't be afraid, man. Because all my friends that's black and Puerto Rican, my cousins back, they don't believe that I got stopped with a pistol and gave it back to me because I acted right.
Dog, you know how good that look. I'm telling you, when you don't have, let's just say, car insurance for like 3 years, and you know when you get pulled over,
you can't wait to
be like, you like, oh, they pulled me over. I'm a confident motherfucker in the world. I got the most confidence. Like, oh,
here you go.
Shit. Oh, yes, sir. Here you go, sir. Yes. Here you go.
Yeah, man. That felt
and then they say, thank you, have a nice day. Oh, you have a nice day. That's the only
Hold on, I even got one better. I even got one. He said, you have about 5 violations. Your ID, your headlight, your tail light. You didn't have your car for your gun, but you was in such a great mood. I'm going to let you go with a warning. I was like, man, I was somebody's recording.
Right.
Somebody's recording this
shit. Be like, that's my way to get out of jail free ticket, dog.
But it goes past what I was saying about us trying to act like lawyers and just having a common sense approach, bro.
Just
and
deal
being smart,
with
man. And we talk about everything on this show. I love this show. It's the greatest show ever, man. Everything. We talked about Jay-Z and the NFL. We talked about Trump. We talked about blackface. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. You know what I'm saying? We talked about the N-word again. It's a problem that's going on. We talked about police brutality. We covered a lot of issues, man. And this is where you can find it at on the B&W show.
We got more shit too, man. But, you know, for time constraints, we're going to have to keep it moving, though. But, you know, as you do know what we do is we got a music segment. I have a proposition to change the music segment for man. Because after this one, my proposition is that we put the genres of music in a cup.
Okay.
We just pull out, one person just pulls out the genre of music.
Instead of just each other picking.
We have like multiple.
I agree with that. I like that.
Yeah, you know, we'll have a genre of music, and you know, the person that pulls out the genre of music, they pull an artist from that genre of music. Okay. And then we go from there.
All right.
All right.
I just think.
Let me go first talking about my assignment.
He want to go first.
Bro.
Let him go first.
I was like,
a lot of times when people say they want to go first, they got a lot of stuff to say.
Right.
Why? No, I'm not.
Tell them what you listen to.
Tell them what you listen to.
Okay, I listened to Metallica, right? When Aaron first gave it to me, I was like, I don't want to listen to it. But I'm going to tell you something. As a musician and as a writer, these guys are writers, dude. No. This is what I'm talking about. These guys covered every topic over the drummer. I don't know who is the drummer. He's not the best drummer. Like he's not. He's not. But those guitars, the melody, the words. Hey, I was blown. Hey, the vocals. I was blown back by, man. But once I sat back with a glass of wine and I, you know what I'm saying, I was just listening to it. It was amazing, man. And I just have this thing that I just said to somebody, I'm just waiting, holding my breath to die. Right now, I'm steady asking friends on my Facebook, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like what does that mean? But the song, a lot of their songs had a lot of subliminal messages in it. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't about that. But no, it was about war. You know what I'm saying? It was about war. You got to understand the song. So I listened to 2 albums. You know what I'm saying? So it was just amazing. I thank you for, you know what I'm saying, reaching out to me to listen to that, because I want to expand my culture of music, man. And now I was just like, wow, man. And that made me listen to The Cats in the Cradle with the Silver Spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. I know all my Puerto Rican friends and black friends like, what the hell is he singing? Hey man, you got to reach out different culture of music, man. It's life. Right there. Yeah, this life is amazing, man. I wanted that to be my next thing, but that was after my metallic thing I was doing, man. So I enjoyed the album. It had a lot of messages in it. My review is thumbs up, man. Come on, Vel, give it to me.
I had Trisha Yearwood. Not mine. Man, I got depressed. Dog. I ain't gonna lie, I got depressed. I am not emotional like that. And I got done with her. I just was feeling sad. I was like, this is just sad.
You don't like Wrong Side of Memphis?
No. I like the first song when she jumped up because it was upbeat. Yeah, and look, Trisha Yearwood is for the woman that just broke up or the man that just broke up and he needs to go home and have some ice cream and just sit and watch some movies that night.
That bad, bro?
Because it's emotional music, not elevator music. And if you played it in a dentist while you're getting your teeth done, you go to sleep. It's country music. She is a female. Who was the dude that I kept? Remember the guy you gave me, and I was like, man, he's just like the country version of Keith Sweat. And he was just all these emotional songs.
Well, country music is emotional.
And she's I know it is, but there's Hank Aaron country music, there's Clint country music, and then there's Trisha Yearwood country music. Now I didn't win it out. I sound like I know about country music. Shit. I'm just like, yo, what?
He named about 3 different country stars and they songs.
Hank Williams, not Hank Aaron.
Okay, Hank Williams country music.
Oh, well, now, correct.
Hank Aaron's the baseball player.
Through Nitty, now, rest he is. You know, I see the blackness. Now, through, like Nitty just said.
I like to listen to some Hank Aaron country music.
You know, I get some Hank Aaron's. But, so we got Hank Williams, and I've had Hank Williams and Hank Williams Jr. So there's a difference. I didn't listen to a lot of different country music now through you, Aaron, to understand that I don't like Trisha Yearwood country music.
True.
I like Hank Williams Jr. country music.
That's your opinion.
Yes, it is.
That's completely different style.
But they are different styles of country music. Absolutely. And I listened to about 7, 8 different artists now.
Yeah. You listen to some decades. I started you off in the 50s,
right,
up to the 90s,
and now it's clicking. And I'm just now talking about this shit, and I'm actually
NWA coming his way.
Dispute some you know what I'm saying? The different country
coming
artists.
back to Compton, coming his way. He gonna drop it on his ass.
I understand Yearwood, but no, I do like some Hank Williams Jr. and shit. And I like my Hank. I like Leonard Skinner, because I'm a simple man. Damn it, that's right. I'm a simple man.
You country
and
black cowboy.
But I'm not Trisha Yearwood fan, and I do understand Trisha makes some good music. She does, because I was listening to the words, and I was just like, yo, I just don't want no ice cream, and I'm just not feeling depressed like that. Like my wife listened to it because I was like, look, this is what Aaron had me listen to for the music assignment. She said, babe, what is this? And I was like, and my wife ain't listen to it. She like all that little women songs and stuff, you know. And I was just like, okay, that's cool, but it's just it just wasn't my country music. That's all.
Yeah.
All right.
You
What
know
was your
I'm saying?
assignment?
That's
So I had Maxwell's Urban Hang suit.
Excuse me.
So
Did you say suit or sweet?
sweet. Sorry,
Oh,
he said suit.
I didn't say
He
suit.
said
Well, I know what a
Sorry.
hang suit
It's
looks
sweet.
like.
I know what it is. So Maxwell's suit look
So-
like real tight.
So several episodes ago, I had to listen to R. Kelly, and I got the whole R. Kelly issue. I listened to Maxwell. I no longer get the R. Kelly issue. I don't get it. Everybody's going, it's R. Kelly, it's R. Kelly, it's R. Kelly. You have Maxwell sitting over here, twice the sexuality, half the pedophilia. What's the problem? What the problem is? What the problem is?
Twice the sexual. What the problem is?
man?
Oh,
I don't
man.
get this R. Kelly argument anymore.
Oh my God.
Maxwell's the dude. I like Maxwell a lot.
Did you get busy on?
Now, yeah, I got to show.
That was all I was going to ask.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
Yeah,
I'm giving him some love.
Yeah.
I'm saying, hey, you get
There's
busy
a-
to Maxwell.
yeah. So Maxwell's
busy,
great.
Maxwell.
I enjoyed the crap, but the reaction he had to Trisha Ewan, I had the opposite reaction to Maxwell.
He's like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
shit.
good stuff, man. That's good stuff, man.
That is so cool,
It's
man.
very jazzy,
Yeah.
very sexual,
Yes, it is sexual, sensual. Yes.
and then again, anti R. Kelly.
You can let me like
Black
Sunday
community,
come
black
around.
community should be behind Maxwell.
Yeah,
Get off
Sunday
the
come
R.
around,
Kelly train. Get on the Maxwell.
You can let Maxwell
Go for
just bump in the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
While you cleaning, do
Absolutely.
whatever. That's what I used to do, man. I just throw in
I-
a Maxwell
I-
album, just let it roll.
Yeah, I put him on while I was driving home.
Mhm.
I put him on while I was sitting at my desk on my computer. You know, yeah, he put him on anytime, man. He's just
That's
down.
what's up.
Metallica make
That's
epic
what's-
music. I
Yeah.
know you never heard me use that word so far as music, but Metallica makes epic music, man.
Mhm.
Get on Metallica, man. Expand your horizons
Mhm.
musically. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Once again, we're gonna say this is the best show ever,
Right.
ever, ever.
I just realized how I broke that country music down. It just clicked on me.
Yeah,
I got the top.
see,
Like,
that's
yeah,
what it's
yeah,
about.
Except you saying the
Oh,
baseball
that's what
player,
it's about.
you did a good job.
you know what
So
I'm saying?
now you can give legitimate educational
Actually, I
explanation
am.
as to why you
Thinking
don't
about this
like
shit now. Right.
certain music.
Yeah.
It's not just because it's country music. It's got to be garbage. No. And I get it.
Yeah.
Trisha Ewan is completely different type of
Shit.
musician.
You did
Her
this on
stuff,
purpose.
I did. Absolutely. And I'd say because Trisha was my all-time favorite. If all music went away except for Trisha Ewan, I would be a happy man.
What?
I
Why?
love
What?
Trisha. I love her music.
Did you meet her
I
at
love-
no point in your life or something?
No, I love
You care
I
about
met her in my high.
Like, what?
You gotta look
I
at
can
Aaron
live-
as a
I
humble
can-
person and don't
I
let
love her music.
listen.
I own
we-
every single one of her albums.
he don't let things bother him. So it's not like something that's add on us. We
Yeah.
listen to that like every
Yeah.
song probably is like, oh my God, this is just what I was going through.
Every
I love
song
her.
better.
I love her vocals. And that's probably more of it. I love her vocals. Her vocals are just. She's probably
like
one
Rihanna.
of the greatest.
I love Rihanna, but I don't
like
understand
Reba
shit
vocals
she's
for
saying.
Country singer, like Reba.
You like you do you understand what Rihanna's saying?
I hate Reba. No, Reba's terrible.
Why you be hating? You
Who?
need to quit hating.
No,
Hating on
not
who?
Reba.
He hating on Reba. I said her vocals. He
Yeah.
just terrible.
She
Oh,
just
yeah.
I done heard
She
that.
white
Oh,
woman
it's
to me.
Dolly. I'm sorry.
Okay, Dolly.
Not Reba. It's
Dolly.
Dolly.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Dolly.
Apologize. It wasn't the redhead. It was the blonde.
Yeah,
head. It was
Dolly. That's
I like
yeah.
Dolly.
Yes.
When she heard that,
Yeah.
9 to 5.
Yeah, Dolly.
I'm like, go
look
ahead.
at him doing the shaking.
Go ahead, Jeff. Hey.
Right. So then is this the last month of the actual assignments, and then we go to the new assignment next because we don't have a couple and stuff like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
and plus, I'm very excited about giving you this assignment. This.
Okay. Go ahead. What was the assignment?
The assignment I want to give you guys this month. It's the one you've been asking for this entire time. This entire time we've been doing music assignment. I've finally gotten around to it. You can't have this copy because it's a library copy. Leonard Skinner,
Oh,
pronounced Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner. Damn it. Leonard Skinner.
So
Mama told me.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a true story. You know how I introduced to Leonard Skinner? By this guy. We was in Vegas.
Yep.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Just a little part about Vegas you don't know. We was drunk on my ass. We was at karaoke. I went up and tried to sing 50 Cent in the club. I had the chorus down. Everybody was rocking with the chorus. And I was dancing through the damn rap lyrics. I guess were they dancing with me? Because I don't even know. I don't remember. But I didn't know that shit. But when Leonard Skinner came on and Simple Man, I was singing every fucking word, reading damn screen. I don't know why. I don't know how, but hey, you know what I'm saying? So that's how Leonard came into me. And I like little Leonard, man. He all right, man. I didn't know too much with the they. They are they. They are right. You know, he did have Pose first is because I think didn't he have the flag something I seen the picture with, and I didn't really know. I saw that Confederate flag. I was like, wait. But I listened. Yeah. And the music was cool, man. It wasn't some shit that was, some I hate this type shit. No, man, the music was cool. It was some real cool music, and that Simple Man that's a man's song, yo. That's a man's song. So I'm with you.
So Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner. That's actually the name of the album.
Okay.
Pronounced Leonard Skinner.
Okay. That's cool.
Well, all right then.
Right. So that's our assignment?
That's your assignment.
Okay. So, Nitty, you have an assignment? Nitty's going to give an assignment, so you do 2 assignments. So we'll have our assignment, your assignment.
The assignment that Nitty Suggs is giving out is Hootie and the Blowfish, right?
Okay.
If you're not on it, get on it. Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, that's
hey, man.
Hootie and the Blowfish is wider than me.
Listen. You have to expand your horizon, right?
Oh,
expand your horizon.
Something new to me. He probably got that in your rotation somewhere.
Should I listen to some Frank Sinatra while I'm at it?
Frank Sinatra and Hootie and Blowfish is not nothing similar. I'm offended. It's not nothing the same, but hey, let me tell you something. When I was with Brown Rampage and Busta Rhymes, I never listened to other people's music except flip mode or myself. When I started dealing with you, I started listening to this all music. You opened me up to these different, when you hit one white song, they recommend a bunch of other white songs for you to listen to. Yeah. I call it a white song because it's not black artists, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just liking it. I'm just liking the words. Yeah. I'm just liking the meaning. Yeah. I like the rhythm, and it's all music you don't have to dance to. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
it's not everything is a dance.
I'm about to pop something to you. And I don't know if y'all really appreciate this or not, but maybe y'all should really take the time to listen to the octave range of vocals. Opera.
Yeah.
Dog.
I ain't listening to no opera.
I have been popping myself listening to some fucking opera. And it's not no. It's when I don't even know the damn opera songs. I don't even know what they call. I saw this chick just hit this range shit, and I was just like, my mouth was up. I had to pull my mouth back up. Like, how the fuck?
Opera make me cry. I'm not listening to no damn opera.
You can do some modern opera. Andre Bocelli is modern opera.
I don't know about
the blind guy,
but
Spanish, but
I just have my mouth.
You probably know his song.
The notes and how long they hold them, and then when this chick hit that high shit, I was like, is she gonna break glass?
Yeah.
If you give me opera as a assignment, I'm gonna give your ass some nursery rhymes. I'm gonna let your ass know. Do not give me no damn opera.
Challenge, y'all, Facebook family. Go ahead and send us some opera.
Three fingers.
You know what I'm saying?
And you might as well send 3 nice nursery rhyme songs. Also,
give us and also next show we gonna have our book. We gonna start a book club. So next show y'all want to join us in the book club joint. We're going to get down with that. So, we're just going to try to bring this literacy awareness as well. And we are moving into November here in about 38 days or so, because, 2 months. So we'll say 60 because prostate cancer awareness. Okay. I'm a big one of that. So
me too, man.
Looking at the prostate cancer. No Shave November coming up. Yo, I just want to put the word out a little earlier. They advertising Christmas and shit in July. Why can't I just start, bringing awareness to prostate cancer 2 months earlier than what it is? So, it's just all that. But football, baby. And we ain't gonna, I can keep going on and on and on, but I'm just gonna say Ohio State 35, FAU 6. Other than that, that's all that counted today. We got the NFL popping off next Thursday. It's gonna be the first game. Next Sunday, it's gonna be rocking. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say thank God the year is now starting. I like to start my years in September, not January. That's how I like to do it. So my years from September. You know what I'm saying? So on that word, man, we loose. Yeah. So it's Labor Day weekend. Y'all be safe. If y'all gonna drink, just don't drive. It's my born day this weekend too. I'm a Labor Day baby, so I'm gonna be getting hella smashy, and I'll be riding passenger seat like Miss Daisy. So definitely Facebook family, y'all enjoy yourself. Be safe. Tune in next show. It's gonna be greater than that. We got a lot more burners, a lot more conversation we're gonna get into. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, one love from your boy Lavelle.
So real quick, next month is not going to be the last Saturday of the month. I got a wedding to go to, so we're going to do the weekend before that. Mm-hmm. So just stay tuned. Mm-hmm. Again, greatest show ever.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us.
That's right.
And
thank y'all.
We apologize for the inconvenience.
Word. Peace. Yeah, man. Good.